Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad, I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Hey, you beating me, that's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person no more. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just, I hate that I'm scared.
It would be awesome to, see being a great war, maybe with a Mexican. I have to put the joke.
No. Hey,
thank you.
Perfect for play, man. I appreciate you.
Good timing.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Let's get it. And
yo, hello. What's up, Gringo? A lot of boxing to talk about, man, on TV and in person.
In person.
Hopper.
Hey, yo. Allergy Hopper in the house. And it was a house in Mesquite, Texas. Man. And it was another great show about the Boxing Showcase, showing out as they does. And we were just talking offline about the performances of the fighters, the entertainment value, the quality of the fights. But let's not hold back anything. Like my brother Hopper says, let's not bury the lead.
Let's not bury the lead, bro.
Let's get right to it, man. So let's talk about it. The Boxing Showcase. Break it down for us.
Yes. Well, first of all, huge shout out to Hector Vasquez for the hospitality. Thank you for the credentials. We were blessed to be there to cover the fight. Again, the Boxing Showcase did it again. This time at a different venue. It wasn't at the Mesquite Rodeo. It was at an indoor soccer arena. And I thought it was perfect. The house was packed. And what I love about the Boxing Showcase is their attention to detail. Every fighter had a pretty cool entrance. They had the sparks, the fireworks go off, indoor fireworks, Little Sparkles a song, and you had the board with each fighter had a square monitor behind them in their entrance. The DJ was great. Everything about the layout of the event was on point. The Boxing Showcase, they got down, and the fans in attendance were enjoying some great night of action. And with that said, the main event, our boy Ben Gramade, El Rey. What's his Twitter handle? At Bud Del Depre Ray. What's his? I don't want to get his. I'm butchering his Twitter handle. But we'll get to it later. Anyways, just look him up.
Yeah, I'll post it up on here. But he had the second round stoppage, and he's always
second round stoppage, and he forced the referee to stop the fight. Ben just unloaded some wicked combinations, and it gave the kid. He was from Los Angeles. He gave him no chance. The referee didn't give him a chance. Josh Monroe. From LA, he took a beating, and the ref stopped it in the second round, 40 seconds in the second round. So Ben improves to 7-0. Shout out to him. That was the main event. I know he was excited for that. I actually had a chance to talk to him before the fight, dapped him up, so wish him luck. So which was pretty cool. And shout out to you, Ben, Team Ben, representing for Funky Town.
Oh, absolutely, man. FHG in the house, man. Always showing up, and showing a great performance again. I call him the Pressure King, a.k.a. because he brings it. He has a way of that style that kind of breaks you down and breaks your will. And he does overwhelm you with his pressure and also his punching combinations, and just a tenacious fighter. So, I was really excited. Shout out to him for getting his first main event.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
I know he was excited. For that. And he won. And the co-main event, though, that was our boy, another one of our homeboys, Jake Isasi. We've had him in studio, Jake the Snake Isasi. He was fighting Simon Alejandro Heredia, and this was a mismatch. Jake the Snake was just too good for this guy. First round knockout, and still the champ. Jake Isasi dropped him twice. The first one with the body shot, and then finished him again with the body shot. Unable to answer, to answer the 10 count. And Jake Isasi was just clearly superior to this guy in every level. I mean, it was a man amongst boys. So shout out to Jake Isasi for the dedication that he's showing to his craft, the training. My first interaction with Jake of the night, actually, I went to the restroom at Trolik, and well, lo and behold, Jake was in there taking his drug test for making sure he's not on any steroids and anything. And I didn't say anything because, we ended up in the urinal next to each other, and that's always awkward. You don't want to make conversation with somebody while you're peeing. So I just waited. I looked this way, went to wash my hands, and I said, "Hey, what's up, man? I saw you doing your thing. I didn't want to say anything." So it was just funny how we both, just touched elbows, and I wished him luck, and we moved on about it. So our boy Jake did his thing, man. Shout out to you, Jake, your dad, everybody, Wedo, Coach Vasquez, everybody. Team Isase has great support, as he should, because he's a talented young man.
No, he definitely is, and we've been following him since first made his pro debut, and he's
pro debut, man. We've been on the bandwagon since day one.
Yeah, the thing about it is, I really feel that his snake, it really personifies his style because he does go in there, and I know that you said there was a gap between the talents that he'll go in there.
There's a huge disparity.
He leans in, he takes chances, he makes the fight exciting, and he strikes really quickly. So he goes in there and he takes his chances. But he comes up victorious, and it looked like he did it again. So shout out to him, and shout out to the team there at Sweat Boxing doing their thing and getting him to improve. Do you feel like, even though there's a gap, do you see him improving? Honestly,
I do. Actually, I do. I feel his jab was a little more crisp. I think when he first made his pro debut, I think his jab was a little rushed. But now it's more in control, power jab. But it's ready to defend. And it's improving. You can see the improvement. You can see the work that's being put into the ring just based off his jab alone.
Awesome, man. So yeah, shout out to Coach Mark and Coach Isasi, Ruben. They're making it happen. And also, Hector, man. I know he wears many hats, but he still finds time to groom those fighters and get where they need to be. So I'm excited, and I love that the card came together like it did. So they had some more talented on the card, though.
They did. They had 3 other fights, and the third fight, it's actually, in my opinion, I thought it was the best fight of the night, the more competitive fight of the night. It went all 4 rounds. It was Fort Ward's James, the Texecutioner Vic, against Mexicano Rodrigo Gonzalez, and James Vic was 2-1 going into it. Rodrigo was 3-1. It was a light heavyweight division 4-rounder, and Rodrigo was the much shorter fighter, but he kept finding a home for those left hands, and I don't think James Vic and his corner, they never made adjustment to that, because even in the last round, Rodrigo was still landing those counter left hooks. I scored a comfortable 3-1 for Rodrigo. James Vic's best punch of the night actually came after the bell had sounded for the final bell, so James kind of threw a little goodbye shot. But no, this was the most exciting card of the fight of the card. Both guys were given as much as they were receiving. Rodrigo pulled it out. The crowd they didn't like that response because James is kind of somewhat the hometown fighter. Fort Worth's just a short drive away. But I had it a clear 3-1 victory for Rodrigo. The judges had it 39-37 twice, and then the other judge had it 38-38, a draw. So yeah, this was a clear win for Rodrigo, but a very exciting fight for both guys.
Oh man, that's cool, man. I love those fights that go back and forth, and it is always, to me, part of that chess match, and even with those brutal battles where there's adjustments that need to be made, and for whatever reason they just can't make it like they know what's happening, know what's coming, but because the way it's being executed, the way it's being done by their opponent, they just can't make those changes. Do you think that's kind of what the case was, that the adjustment couldn't be made? They knew it was coming, but it was just that it was being done so well.
I just don't think James, I think once you get you could have the game plan, but once you get hit, you revert to what you're used to. You revert to yourself, and I think it's harder to stay. That's why we give credit to people, to boxers, when they're disciplined to stick with the game plan. But once you get hit, you revert to yourself and you leave yourself open, and that's what James was doing. He was having trouble adjusting to the left hand. It pretty much beat him up all 4 rounds. So, and he was hurt in the first round right off the bat because Rodrigo landed a beautiful counter left that stunned him a little bit. That stunned him. So, but yeah, that was the fight of the night in my opinion, just in terms of balance, and actually went all 4 rounds. So that was a good one. The second fight of the night was a heavyweight division between a UFC veteran, Orlando Rashad Couture. He's from Dallas. He was fighting Mexico City's Luis Pascal, who was 17-7 going into this fight. Now, this is a heavyweight division, but Luis Pascal, man, this dude, he weighed in 296 pounds, damn near 300 pounds at the weigh-in, while Orlando weighed 244 pounds. So Luis had a 50-pound advantage. I mean, when you saw him walk into the ring, you saw it right away. You're like, that's a big boy. And as much as Couture was the more technical fighter of the two, Luis was not a very technical fighter. He was trying to pull a Tyson Fury, but put his whole body on him. He would lean on him, headbutt him, and he would try to clinch him, then punch him. It was a very sloppy fight from Luis. Credit to him, though, he finished all 6 rounds. I had it a very comfortable 5-1 for Rashad. Orlando Day Walker Couture, but a very sloppy affair for Luis Pascal. I think at times very, very amateurish in his fighting style, and just he landed a few headbutts on Rashad, and I think towards the end Rashad was very pissed off. You could tell he was he wasn't appreciated of being headbutted and not actually fighting. As much as he tried, Rashad was trying to make it a very technical fight, because Rashad was the more polished fighter of the two, and Luis was at times kind of a little embarrassing the way he was fighting, but hey, it is what it is, and they win all 6 rounds.
Yeah, and sometimes you can kind of get the sense that's the goal of the fighter, to get through it and to, survive the rounds and, to not get stopped. Especially, I mean, he knows he's going against a guy that's, seen so much action, been in the ring, been in the octagon, and, had a lot of success. So, it is what it is, but, it had its moments. And I'll go ahead and say, like we talked about on another show, as far as styles I don't like, or styles you say you don't like, as far as Kid Galahad, shout out to him.
Kid Galahad, don't
not to get sidetracked, but
this was the heavyweight version of Kid Galahad.
Yeah, the heavyweight version of Kid Galahad. That's what I was kind of getting to. So, no, shout out to Rashad, and again, always good to have that balance, and I like to have that variety on the cards, man. I like to have the different weight classes.
Yeah,
that always adds the flavor to it, and I gotta have a heavyweight fight on there. So what was the opening bout, and how did that go?
The opening bout, that was Fort Worth's Gary Cashhead Hampton. It was in a very entertaining fight against Angel Fernandez. Gary improved to 2-0 with the win. I actually had it a draw. Gary started out very fast in the first 2 rounds, but in the end, the third and the fourth round, Fernandez was finding a home for that right hand, and you could tell Gary was a little winded, especially in that 4th round. I think Angel realized that and capitalized on it. So Gary had quite a bit of fans there. He was probably one of the more popular fighters behind Jake and Ben. And he improved to 2-0. He's still young, relatively young in his career, but it was a very entertaining fight. That Gary won 39-37 on all 3 judges' cards. I had it a draw, 38-38. So I mean, it's right there within the cards. But shout out to Gary Cash at Hampton for winning the fight. I still think there's quite a bit of improvement that needs to be done in his part. Primarily the stamina. Get the stamina up a little more, and you'll probably be able to secure a more convincing victory in the future.
Awesome, man. And the future is what we're looking forward to with the Boxing Showcase and all these fighters. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that went to an event. There's nothing better to me than when you have an opportunity to go see a fight live. You get, in this case, you hear the family, the friends. You get to see the corners, and you get the real essence of the boxing experience, as far as like what people go through to get to where they're at, and there's nothing like it. And for the Boxing Showcase to show out and have a performance of putting together such a nice event for everyone to attend is great, and I love that. And I'm hoping that that we get to go to other future events. I've been really wanting to go to. I know they had a great event when they went into Mexico in Monterrey. I was hoping to get a chance to go to that one. Hopefully they'll go back to Mexico soon, or wherever they go. H-Town, I'll be ready, man. So you've been to so many of the Boxing Showcase events, what's one thing you would take away for you that you would tell people that why they need to attend? You know, kind of like in your own words, kind of sum it up. Why do people need to go and see them live? They do a pay-per-view, but why is it better to go live?
Support your local boxing, man. That's what it comes down to. Support your local boxers trying to come up, trying to put themselves on the map on the nation scale for boxing. And that's really where it's at, because it all starts locally. You know, homegrown roots. Build up the fan base. Support these kids, man. They're out there sacrificing, because a lot of these guys are still young, you know. So to balance the work life with they're not getting major paydays like the pro, you know, like the more notable names. So support your local boxing. That's been our motto since we started doing our LongLiveBoxing shows. Support your local boxing, man. Help the kids grow. Jake Isasi, Ben, Gary, all these guys, man. They're very much worth your time, your money, your Saturday nights, Friday nights. Go out there and catch yourself some boxing, man. Get you some cerveza, some beers, and they had a very, very, very a different array of menu. They had, you know, tostadas de ceviche, so they had a very great Mexican themed food for sale. So it was a great night. The venue was great. The ambience of it all was excellent. The Boxing Showcase put on a magnificent show. Gracias por los credenciales. Esperemos estar ahí para el próximo evento. Claro que sí, con mucho gusto. Primeramente Dios, fue una noche espectacular del boxeo y estamos muy agradecidos.
Ya bien.
Sí.
So definitely. So what I'll say also too is, for me, I can't wait till when I can go and experience it live in person, and then I'm hoping to see that variety, whether it be in Mesquite, whether it be in Fort Worth, whether it be in Arlington, whether it be in Houston, wherever it be in Mexico, and also maybe even see some ladies on the card, you know, Carmen Vasquez, Miranda Reyes. You know, they have so much talent throughout Texas and throughout. That's another thing too. They have a great way of just the guy from LA. They're pulling from all over
Mexico.
So it's really exciting. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and support the Boxing Showcase. Support your local boxing scene. Thank you guys so much. Last word, Hopper.
Last words. No, I just want to reiterate what I said. Thank you to Hector Vasquez. Thank you to the Boxing Showcase. Appreciate the credentials. Appreciate the love shown. And we've always been real tight. Want to keep that relationship going. Appreciate the looking out for us. I enjoyed the event. I enjoyed the venue. Everything about it was top of the line. I loved how you made the fighters feel special with their walk-up entrances. You know, it was a show. So for that, we're grateful. Can't wait for the next one.
All right, brother. We're out. Peace.